It is that time of year again where Damian Lillard trade talks start heating up, and of course the Sixers listed as a potential destination, but is it really realistic? We'll break all of it down here on Philly Take with RB.
Perfect.
What is going on, everybody? RB here. Welcome into the show. Like always, hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe and also ring that bell down below. That way you don't miss any of the coverage. Today we are back. And what do you know? For the 5 millionth time, we're talking about Damian Lillard and potential trade talks. And of course, the Sixers posted once again as a potential destination. We will get into the news and we will talk about one, whether the Sixers should be interested in this, and number two, if it could actually happen this time. We'll get into all of it, but before we do that, shout out to our sponsor of today's video, Manta Sleep. Guys, got to check out the Manta Sleep Mask Pro. If you are like me and you have trouble sleeping at night, this thing can help solve your issues. True 100% blackout for deep sleep. It has extreme ventilation, unmatched breathability, very lightweight product. You put this thing over your head and you can lay down on your back, side, stomach, whatever it is at night, or maybe you want to take a nap in the middle of the day. This thing is unmatched. It will block out all the light. It'll block out the distractions. Instead of seeing the light popping up from your phone and you're getting all these notifications, or, maybe your mind's just wandering. You're looking at different things. No, this thing will help solve it all. No pressure on the eyelids or eyelashes. Just very lightweight. A lot of people have already messaged me saying they got one of these things and it has already taken their sleep to a new level. And it took me a couple days to get used to it, but once I started using this, I could not start sleeping without it, because again, it just blocks everything out and it makes the sleeping experience 10 times better. So go to mantasleep.com, go down to the description, click the link, and use promo code PhillyTake upon purchase to get 10% off of your order. All right, let's talk about Damian Lillard. Stop me if you've heard this one here before on the show, but yeah, man, we are back, and Damian Lillard trade season in full effect. It is that point in the offseason, and Chris Haynes listing the Heat, the Nets, and possibly the Sixers as potential trade destinations for Damian Lillard. I feel like every time Dame gets listed in trade talks, the Sixers are going to pop up no matter what, and all of this really stems from the last few days. There's been a lot of chatter, a lot of talk. Damian Lillard went on a podcast via Showtime here, and the guy essentially asked him, what his choices would be in terms of a trade. He just asked him, if it was the Heat or the Celtics or the Nets, who would you choose? And Damian Lillard said, obviously Miami. He said, Bam is my guy, and, they're in the finals and all that. And, everybody took that and ran with it. Of course, Damian Lillard responded to that, and here's what he had to say about all the trade rumor talk.
I was just answering a question, bro. At the end of that same interview, he asked me, do you think you'll be in a Trailblazer uniform in October? And I said, yes, I do. Because I do think that. And as I've been saying for over a decade, that's what I want to do, what I want to do. So, the clickbait is crazy, you know what I'm saying?
So there is pretty much confirmation for you that, once again, Damian Lillard is not leaving the Trailblazers. I used to be big on the Dame train, get him to Philly. A couple years ago, I was willing to give up Maxey, Thibault, whatever it took to pair him and Joel Embiid. But now, given his age, given his status, I don't even know if that's the best option. Right there, you heard it. Damian Lillard most likely is not leaving Portland. Now, it is confusing, and, he kind of said, people run with it after you ask a question. And, it is reported here from Eric Slater that if Damian Lillard was to move on, or maybe the Trailblazers finally get a clue, and now that they have a top draft pick, they say, all right, let's go trade Dame, get a bunch of assets, and really build something. But I don't know if they're going to do that. Anyway, they say that the Blazers would work with Dame and they would try to send him to the Eastern Conference, which again is sparking more of this trade talk. But Dame's saying, that people run with it. Yeah, they do, because of what you do. Like Damian Lillard, every time it comes back to, I want to stay in Portland. I want them to build around me. But in that process, even the last couple months, you've been tweeting out funny things, cryptic things. Oh, send me the trade proposals, or if they want to trade me, then do it, or whatever else you said. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. But he sends out these cryptic things, and then we hear all these reports that, this might finally be the time for Dame to move on. And then it just comes back to, well, Dame's going back to Portland. He doesn't want to leave. I'm with the firm belief that he is never going to leave. And I've accepted it, and I'm off the Dame train completely. So you ask me, yeah, I don't think it's happening, and I don't think it'll ever happen. And really, my more specific question, which I'm asking the people out there as well, let me know down below in the comments. Would you give up Tyrese Maxey if it meant landing Damian Lillard, and let's say 2 seasons, pairing Dame with Joel for 2 seasons? What would you think about that? Honestly, I would say no at this point. And if you go to YouTube community, put this out as well, 2,300 votes, 64% of people agree with me, and they say no. Because I think at this point, people realize what's going on. Why would you not trade for Damian Lillard? Well, number one, he's older now, getting close to his mid-30s, and he's been injured near the end of seasons. He's getting more injury prone, obviously, with age, and, might not be able to hold up at the end of seasons, and obviously the Sixers know a lot about that. Number two, it's not realistic, because in addition to Tyrese Maxey, some people don't want to give up Tyrese Maxey. In addition to that, you're going to have to give up multiple first-round picks, which the Sixers do not have to dispose of. You're going to have to give up other players. You're going to have to give up other assets. And at this point, it's too much. Now, I will say, in all fairness, if there is one GM who would try to get crafty and tricky with it, it would be Daryl Morey to acquire a star. But I just don't even see this being reasonable. Daryl Morey tried to trade for Damian Lillard 2 years ago. He inquired. He called them up multiple times. He tried to get the availability. He tried to really gauge that. And what was the deciding factor? The same thing it's always been. Damian Lillard. He said, no, I want to stay in Portland. I want to do my thing. And at this point, I just don't think winning is his priority. I'm not saying he's not a winner or wants to win. I'm saying it's not his main priority. He's a wealthy man. He's got a nice family. He lives in Portland. He chills. And he just gets paid, $50, $60 million to just go out there and play and put up 40 points. He raps, he makes music. He does everything he wants to do. I don't think he cares. And he has said that himself. When the game's over, you guys are going to be talking about me. I'm not going to be talking about me. He's chill. He's convinced that he's doing the right thing, and he doesn't want to run from the grind, even though in this day and age, you're not going to win in Portland, Dame. I'm here to tell you, unfortunately. And it sucks, man, because there's nothing more I'd want to see than Damian Lillard on a championship contender. Outside of the Sixers, he's one of my favorite players to watch. He's cold-blooded. He's incredible. He ends teams. He ends players. One of my favorite plays is him, ending Paul George, waving him off from half court, knocking down that shot to end the series. It's just, it's insane. It's actually insane what he can do on the floor. And I've actually made a comparison, with Tyrese Maxey. I think in 5, 6, 7 years, if he continues to improve and works hard, I see some similarities with the skill set. I'm not saying he's going to be Dame Lillard 2.0, but I'm saying Maxey's already developing that deep three, that step back, right? If he continues to improve as a point guard, maybe he could be similar to Damian Lillard one day. And I just don't think giving up that entire future for maybe a year or two of Dame would make much sense. Damian Lillard right now making $45.6 million this upcoming year, then $48.7, and then on the extension, $58.5 in 2025. And look at this, 2026, last year of the deal, player option, $63 million. Now, I'm not a genius yet on the new cap update, and I know a little bit about it, but there's still a lot of things coming based off the new CBA, and it's going to get more intense in terms of trying to build your team, and you're going to have to get a lot more creative. $63 million. I don't know if that's going to fly well with a team trying to build a championship contender, from 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 9 in terms of their roster. That is a lot. Player option, yeah, okay. He's definitely opting into $63 million for a year, especially, whether they're winning or not, who cares? At the end of the day, I would have loved to see Damian Lillard in Philadelphia, even if he was to leave. I don't think Philly is even near the top of the list. I think it was reported by Chris Haynes because, the Sixers are always interested in Damian Lillard and, pairing him with Joel Embiid. It would be a nice transition, right? Damian doesn't want to run from the grind and go to the best team in the league. Well, the Sixers aren't the best roster. He would come with another great player who he has spoke up and down of at times with Joel Embiid, and he wouldn't have to go to the best roster in the league, but he could still contend. He could compete, and Philly would love him. But at the end of the day, I think if he did leave, he said it himself, Miami would probably be the top destination. So at this point, I'm here to not crush your dreams, but just to tell you the truth, Damian Lillard is not coming to Philadelphia. And I actually believe he is never leaving Portland. Maybe on that last year, if they can find a team to ship him out to, it would have to be a team that already has a ton of assets stocked and, would probably have to swap star for star and, first round picks or whatever it is, that a team that's ready to put that last piece on to win a championship. And the Sixers just are not in the position anymore to get a Damian Lillard. So those are just all my thoughts. Give me yours down below, though. Would you want Damian Lillard right now? And would you be willing to give up Tyrese Maxey in a trade? Appreciate everybody for tuning in. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.